What does OVA stand for? Original Video Animation? An original video animation for sniffed into another world? I am only watching it if it's done
Wow,
with
must have been a
MS Paint
slow
like this.
week.
Next!
Now,
You
man,
cocked everyone.
this is going to be professionally done. The hive mind is pooling its resources to hire Mary and his company to do the OVA. They were originally opposed until we said it's about you.
I'm gonna show you after this why an animation
think it
is
would be
not going
interesting.
to be made of this shit.
After almost an entire hour. Okay. Well, if I'm gonna do this, we should have some music to begin with, right? Some sort of intro music. So, how's about this? No. DMCA. DMCA, so that's no good. Let's see. This one? No, that's far too epic. You need to put it to something that's an actual good story instead. So, yeah, how about this then? Yeah, that fits it. Yeah, that's just as shockingly bad as this story is. Perfect. Extra story. Mods. Some of you Hiveminders may well have noticed a severe lack of mods within this story, and fewer still wonder why. No, not because you're particularly curious about the details, but you're the only ones who actually want this thing to continue. Anyway, let me show you what happened to Nag's mods when Nagnose appeared to sniff them into this deranged hellhole. SSB. As Nagnose peeked over the horizon, he noticed a small red dot traced in the center of his huge forehead. Yep, there is no chance with SB, he thought, before retreating away and choosing a different target. Josh. Following his cringe detector device, works especially well for finding Twitch mods, Nagnose found himself in a field. Taking a few steps forward, the device bleeped like crazy, as if he was standing right before one of his targets. Yet there was not a person to be found in the empty field. Nagnose carefully scanned his surroundings, squinting his eyes and gently sniffing the air for clues. A familiar smell filled his nostrils. No, not the smell of poor personal hygiene, but the distinct smell of carrots. Looking down, he realized he was standing on top of a carrot field, and one particularly bizarre carrot. He bent down, grasped the green floppy top of the carrot, and slowly pulled it out of the soil. As he did, he realized the carrot was glaring at him, with one eyebrow raised. Nagnose freezed in fear, staring back into the carrot's eyes, a shiver crawling down his spine as his instincts told him it was already too late. Behind the carrot appeared a gigantic mass of muscle in the shape of a man, holding a strange and definitely uncomfortable pose. Odora, chiga aite oranda ne. Kurai, watashi no ninjin power drill. The orange-bodied mass of muscle began to spin, reaching speeds that whipped up the air. By the time Nagnose had begun to run away, the attack made contact, blasting the stubby creature off over the horizon. Meyvol. Luckily, splashing down in the sea, Nagnose frantically swam to the closest landmass. Crawling his way up the beach, leaving a deep nose groove in the sand, he finally found himself safe. With great effort, he lifted his schnozz out of the sand and flipped himself onto his back. He lay there, chest heaving as he watched an old man hobble his way into view.
"You okay there, son?"
The old man croaked. Still unable to speak, Nagnose just nodded in response.
"You know, when I was a kid, I had to swim to the shore under enemy fire, fighting off their tactically trained attack sharks."
Nagnose tuned the old man out, as he droned on about a story he clearly doesn't remember well, and continued to recover from his ordeal. 2 hours later, after Nagnose's panting had returned to some form of normal, he happened to tune back into the old man's ramblings.
"And that's how I got my Twitch name. Meyvol.
Wait, what did you say?
Huh? Oh, so yeah, my old buddy down
No,
in...
that last bit.
I swallowed a grenade and saved the entire squad from being blown to bits?
No, your Twitch name.
Oh, that. Really? How dull are you?
Shut up, just tell me.
Meyvol.
The old man sighed. Agnos silently stood up, his face stretching into a smile.
It seems our meeting was fate, old man. It's time for you to face your biggest struggle.
Nagnos began to sniff, slowly increasing the sucking power. His sniffing stopped, blocked by the old man's coat. An instant afterwards he felt an impossibly strong blow to his stomach, forcing out all the air he had sucked in at once. He flew upwards, blasted by his sudden exhale. Below him he saw the old man, muscles bulging, as he collected some sort of energy between his open palms.
Boomer beam!
He shouted, pushing his hands out towards Nagnos and sending the ball of energy beaming towards him. It made impact, pushing Nagnos into the stratosphere, while filling his head with numerous boomer complaints, such as,
Kids these days are obsessed with their phones. Back in my day, I had to crawl 20 miles under barbed wire to get to school.
and so on. Unfair balloon. Nagnos flew for miles, slowly losing altitude and luckily crashing into a lorry packed full of balloons. The balloons scattered everywhere, bouncing off the intact walls and escaping out the huge nose-shaped hole. Amongst the balloons was a red one. At a glance, this balloon seemed like your average turtle-killing floating pollutant. However, this balloon was yelling, "Whee!" as it bounced around. Having recovered, Nagnos carefully watched the balloon ricochet off the walls, completely at the will of the wind. After the horrible experiences he'd had so far, he was very reluctant to make his declarations and attack head-on. Having built up some courage, he snuck up behind the balloon and quickly sniffed hard. The balloon was helplessly sucked into Nagnos' cavernous schnozz, disappearing from this world.
Huh? That was easy. I don't know why. I was scared of a balloon.
Scarling. Nagnos' next target was the super say-so, sweet, and generally lovely human being by the name of Scarling. Finding Scarling was easy. All Nagnos did was pretend he wanted to be adopted in the Discord, and she immediately took the bait. Scarling's house, located in the middle of nowhere, was a building that would have been described lovely in the 1940s. It even came with a dark shadow in the second floor window, which appeared and disappeared randomly, and a screaming front gate. Nagnos, having failed to locate a doorbell, lifted a rusted knocker and dropped it against the door. Almost before the knocker hit, creaking footsteps approached and threw the door open.
Hello. Welcome, Nagnos. Please do come in.
Scarling blurted out quickly, as the door started to tilt, threatening to fall off its hinges.
Ha 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 ha! I've come for you, Scarling. Wait, how did you know?
Oh, it's a little chilly today. Let's talk inside.
Huh? No, it's not. It's a perfect 18 Celsius.
64 Fahrenheit, Nagnos replied.
Well, I feel cold, so come in.
She answered, ushering Nagnos in.
Okay. It won't change the outcome, I guess.
Nagnos slipped past Scarling, entering the rickety house. As he delicately progressed through the squeaky hallway, he heard a click from behind him. Looking towards the noise, he saw Scarling facing the door. She casually turned towards him and started following him in.
Did you just hear a click?
Nagnos asked, worries crossing his mind.
No.
I swear I heard a click.
The floorboards are a bit loose. Maybe it's one of those.
She smiled as Nagnos furrowed his brushy brow.
Shall we talk in the kitchen? It's right in front of you. I've also baked some cookies if you like one.
Ooh, cookies! Nice! Nagnose exclaimed, walking a little faster than before. Her kitchen was pristine, boasting with feminine cuteness, with a pink apron laid over a circular table in the center of the room, and a delightful pair of heart-shaped oven gloves resting next to a tray full of cookies. Nagnose took a seat at the table as Scarling offered him a cookie from the tray.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Scarling took a seat opposite and smiled sweetly, waiting for him to finish his treat.
How was it?
She asked.
Great. Although there was a bit of a weird taste in there. Your secret ingredient, maybe?
Yes, that's it. Some people love the extra taste.
The sound of a cough came from below. Scarling stamped the floor hard, her smile faltering for a second.
What was that?
Oh, I saw a bug.
Scarling dismissed.
No, before.
What do you mean?
Anyway, it's about time I get to the reason I came here.
Nagnose stood, ready to give his speech.
Scarling, it's time for you to... Huh?
Nagnose suddenly felt dizzy, his words slurring as mental fatigue ploughed through his senses. As he collapsed, he noticed the locks on all the doors down the hallway, and the chained-up trapdoor laying beneath the table.
That's another for our family, Oni-chan.
Scarling spoke, addressing a large photo of a red balloon.
Oh, where did you wander off to?
Nagnose slowly regained consciousness. The dark, dank room he found himself in told him exactly what had happened. He tried to move his stubby arms, but the clink of chains and tug on his wrists alerted him to the handcuffs holding him in place.
I should have known not to go to the mods,
Nagnose lamented. Movement in the darkness drew his attention.
Oh hey, a new family member.
A thickly accented voice spoke cheerfully.
What are you so happy about?
Nagnose spat back.
Looks like you're in the same position as me.
I mean, yeah, but meeting new people is always, most of the time, a good thing.
Oh, great. Now I'm trapped here with Mr. Psychotic, the new addition to the Mr. Men.
Nice joke.
He chuckled.
I'm red, by the way. Anyway, I gotta go to work, so I'll see you later tonight.
Huh? What do you mean? You're trapped here too, right?
Yeah, I got kidnapped. I mean, adopted too. But we're all adults here, so we can live wherever we want. The handcuffs are all those kid toys. They got the release button that's super easy to reach.
Oh. I'm leaving here too, so show me out.
Nagnose ordered, releasing the cuffs and following Red out of Scarling's house.
I'm going to make sure Nag suffers for this.
Nagnose swore, making his way to TwitchCon. Friaki. Friaki stormed through the forest, burning with anger.
How dare he just leave me here without even saying goodbye? All you had to do is take a sip of the shit excuse of a drink, but no.
Friaki stopped in her tracks as an idea popped into her lizard brain.
You know what? That's actually a good idea. I'll even get some fish help, and I'm sure Nagnose will be happy to help screw Nags over.
A toothy smile split across her face.
I shouldn't be surprised that I came up with this idea. Ever since I had those dongle, I've been better than ever. Must be something to do with my beautiful wings and tail.
She took in a sharp breath and stuck her chest out proudly. You know, when they say walls have ears, I imagine they were talking about Friaki.
Why do I feel like someone said something incredibly rude about me?